Well, hello, gang. Why? Let's get this going. Gotta do one more thing real quick. At least I'm here now, so I can delete this. I was in genuine flow state today. Non-stop drawing for like almost 3.5 hours. My hands were genuinely hurting. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel or something. Crazy. So Okay, let's get to work. This one I finished. Thankfully, I got time lapse because I was recording the whole thing. Recording is around 2 hours 45 minutes because the phone died midway through, but it did get most of it, all the important parts. And when I turned the phone back on, I said it was lost for a second, and then a minute later it came back. So thank God for that. Also, background's a little weird. Just that. What was this brush? Jesus. Rough. I think I just picked a random ass brush that I like the texture of, just to get some nice looking backgrounds. I mean, I wouldn't even call this background, just a blotch of color, so it's a bit more interesting. You know what? I might just pull in some sharp shapes. Now let's make everything sharp. Should take like 5 minutes maybe. I don't even want it to make it too recognizable, like to be spikes or anything of that sort. Just simply sharp shapes. Kind of looking at the big picture. Holy, this would have been ready so much faster if I wasn't fucking around for the first 2 or 3 hours. I messed up the hands a few times. And you know, but at least I caught on, so I can learn from my own mistake. It's not even gonna be part of the whole picture, but it should be like a direction or something, which is not really followed by those spikes up there. Yeah. How to tell that I didn't plan something, basically. Better later than never, I guess. Up, up. I want to keep it light there. Bit more darkness. Maybe I just want 2 spikes, like one long one over here and another long one going up there. Let's retract that. And it almost looks like cobwebs. What if I make these lines a bit curvy, like those, like the tattoos? If I put holes. Does look kinda cool, not gonna lie. Just a few. One over there. Kind of like how abstract it is. Let's blur it out a bit. Like the edges not in focus. Because they're in the really in the back, behind fog, perhaps. So even if they are cobwebs, I would imagine it to be blurred. Oh yes. Holy shit. I'm kind of fucking it. Yep. Now, what if? No, it just looks weird. What if I put some cool funding mode on this? How does this work? Pin light. How does it work with the shit? Hmm. Difference. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh. Jesus. Okay. Just a watermarked version. Good luck AI trying to decipher that. Damn, I wish that dark kind of thing was a little bit closer. You know, that's why you should get commissions from me, because if I get really fucking inspired or something, I'll just be putting extra stuff in your illustration. I mean, I got the inspo. I'm not gonna stop just because, like, oh, I didn't pay for a background. I got the idea and lucky winner. And in case he doesn't like it, I can turn it off. But it's a big long. But I think, like, who wouldn't like this? Who wouldn't like this? Right? It almost has some three-dimensionality, because I was thinking if these are like cobweb, like kind of like thingies in the ground, then you know this would be reflecting the light that's coming from the front. Same there. So one reflection there, a bit here, fog kind of thing. Just blur, so it's still abstract. I don't want to make it too, I don't know, grounded in perspective or anything like that. Bit darkness, and not too much because it's kind of also shining from the middle, but still a bit of breakup in the silhouette there is nice. I might put some here and there, less over here. Oops. Okay, looks good. I'm liking it. Even though I just wanted to put that little dark speck a bit closer, it's like whatever. Jesus. Okay. Now we can export. Actually, no way, there are 7 people from YouTube. Oh, that's the total views. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Like what? But it's only been 25 minutes. I came back. See what you can achieve in 25 minutes? I should be tracking time because if I get lost, I could be sitting here for 2 hours with this background, and you know that's the stage where we're probably not even improving anything. Just you're in this endless cycle. I've also been working on this, which I'm gonna do later. Not right now. I'm real quick gonna start a new one. It was the oh, there it is. Yeah, 3840. Good. Bazinga. And now at least you can see the starting process. So this is gonna be a Mac Dragon, which is interesting because I don't think I've drawn many dragons yet. Let me gather the references. Of course, it's on the second monitor. With pure ref. It is. Drag and drop. Drag, drop, drag. So I'm thinking because it has jet wings, gotta do something utilizing the jets. Like it can be just standing there, obviously. But what I'm gonna do is also get jet plane references because it's gonna be flying and may have some cool ideas for like fighter jet flying something. Troopers. going. Let's check the stream. Okay, that's going. Whoa, what is the delay with YouTube? Jesus Christ. It works. Audio streams current bitrate 0. What does that mean? Lower than recommended. Open widget. Seems perfectly fine. What now? Weird. So jet reference. Although these don't have the traditional turbines, more like an airline plane. Doing 7. Let me get some Boeing references in here. Boeing turbine. Turbines aren't as complex as I thought them to be. It's also on the ref. Flying wings are not the issue now, so scratch that. And I would need some, maybe dog pose. Bog. Oh, bog. Dog. So, because I think the anatomy of dogs are exactly the same as dragons. Or horses combined. Like, but those are also very similar. Quadrupedal animals in general. And mammals. Okay, let me turn up the music. Okay, Doom the Dark Ages soundtrack, and let's just shoot some ideas. Yeah, I started streaming a bit more recently. Bit more as in like streaming in general. If it sounds fine, that's what matters. I just checking the chat, so yeah, I might be say something. I might only see it like 10 15 minutes later because I have to switch between YouTube and Twitch. It's like, yeah, so I think it's the second stream in a good while, but I want to do at least one a week. Preferably two, you know, as much as possible. And I'll post some info in the Instagram story like we did yesterday. But preferably I want to do 2 to 3 day notice. Because like the US time zone, and it's like 6 to 8 or even 9 hours behind Hungary. So if someone wants to ask some questions or check it out, they might have to plan for it. I'm looking for some dog anatomy. I got some neat fucking idea with this dragon right now. I really appreciate the sacrifice. Holy moly. What time is it there? Wait, are you to the east? The US should be morning right now. Oh no, around noon. Like 9, 10 a.m. But I'm gonna try my best to make it worthwhile. I'm just looking for tiger climbing tree reference for... Oh, Australia, yeah, that makes sense. Checks out. Oh, gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, you guys gotta let me know because I can't put the pieces together. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, as soon as you mentioned Australia, I had a hunch that could that be the person? I don't know many people from Australia. You might be the only one. Okay, I got the reference I was looking for. And corpse. Let's see. Hmm. I can't remember at this very moment. But I'm glad you're here. There's so many chats, I can't look through everything. I do check the regulars who like my stories, but even then I don't think I could recognize most names by just the name itself, like written down. My brain is probably connecting it with the profile picture, so I do recognize when it's the same people liking my stories. But yeah, I have tons of info, not gonna lie. And also with the students, so like eight or nine at the moment. Just a little reminder every now and then. don't know how this leg would work. See what I'm doing here? Before even drawing the arm, I'm stretching up the chest muscle. Elite ball knowledge. From my experience, that wall is usually perspective. Or like Psychria has this cool video. I'm gonna pull it up for a second and you can watch it. It's about basically how your observational skill and your actual hand skill, like the physical skill that you can output, those are developing at a different rate and completely separate from one another. So, your observation might be really good. That's when you see that my art is not good enough. Because you look at the good stuff, you recognize why it's good. And you also recognize that why yours doesn't look that good. So you see all the stuff, but like a racetrack, you want to complete the racetrack in time, but you just don't have the engine to complete it. Like, it's physically impossible because you're at a different level in the physical skill. So that's when kind of practicing and repetition comes in, and brute forcing. That's kind of the only way. Knowing that it's a phase and you'll get over it, your skills will catch up, and then you'll be better than your observational skill. And oh yeah, much easier if I find a video. And yeah, that's a phase where I also do have many times. Like, I don't know, it's kind of shifting every 2 or 3 months. Sometimes it creeps in all of a sudden and then leaves for a little while because I realized something. I think at the beginning, they feel more intimidating because it happens because you might be lacking like foundational levels of like muscle memory or like hand skills, and later on it kind of becomes more and more nuanced. Tiny things in rendering and things that you can specifically study, and I think that's why they feel shorter, or like little bursts of why my art isn't good enough. Lots of times I get it with, like, I finish a commission and I look back at it maybe a month or 2 later, I'm like, how did I do that? Why did I do it that way? God, the YouTube history search is abysmal. What I don't get is I've definitely clicked on the video recently. I don't know why I don't have it in my liked, but in the history I type in Psychria. Oh, there it is. So this one, how to break through artist's block. Artist's block. Can I put it in chat actually? Or do I get banned if I put a YouTube link in chat? Okay. I mean, yeah, there's no moderators. I'm the moderator. Mods, ban this guy. Yep, does work. So not everyone who connects in can watch it. Yeah, it's useful. One of those inevitable things. So the best you can do is accept it that it's part of nature, and that's just how things are. Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep practicing. Also, many times when you feel like you're only drawing like bad drawings, that's kind of when you need to draw the most. You need to get the bad drawings out of your system, like a sickness and you're sneezing, those huge, yucky, uh, filling up the tissues, getting the sickness out of your system. That's kind of the same. When like 1, 2, 3 hours just drawing whatever comes in your mind and have not caring if they end up bad. You don't need to post them. Like, those can be private drawings that only you can see. That could be one of the main reasons people get mad or almost frustrated when a drawing comes out bad. Just because like we wanna show it to other people, obviously. Like we wanna flex with it. And maybe we spent an hour or two with something that we ourselves know that I don't wanna flex with that. I still have a bunch of drawings on my Instagram that I would not show. Like when I show my Instagram to IRL people, and they scroll way too fast. Like fuck, I don't want to be that guy. Like, hey, stop, stop, stop. Like, look at that, look at the details and everything. But they go through so fast that I always put in this classic comment that, oh yeah, those are getting like really the old ones, and they are at my traditional drawings on my feed, which are like they are old. I wouldn't say they are bad. The bad ones are archived, but they're old. The bad ones only I can see, and patrons on Patreon. I think I did upload all of those, or I don't know. View archive. Oh, I can't see post archive on PC. Thing is, there are like NSFW sketches here and there as little jump scares, so I don't know how to bring it over the screen. But most of these were always from reference. This was the first one. Holy, I spent like 3 hours on this, if not more. Like, this took a long, long time. And I was trying to draw exactly from the reference, but because I can't find it. It was from Riot Games' one of the website pages. I made it for maybe like 20 RP. I don't know, I wanted some skin. And I sent this to Riot support. And you see the gun clearly, like when I say drawing from interpretation, this is what I mean. It would be easier if I had the reference, but I can tell from here that, you know, I looked at the reference. Maybe I was a little bit better at determining the overall silhouette. So, you know, the ranges. So this, the head size, the torso. So at least it looks like a character or a human. But you know, here, I saw that it has a shirt. I wasn't drawing the shirt that was on the picture. I was drawing my interpretation of a shirt with folds like this, with the tighter part here. Pistol, it has some shape, but I was like, it was probably way too convoluted. I didn't want to draw the details, and I didn't know at the time that the silhouette matters more than the actual details. Like, this is nonsense. Like, it makes no sense. Maybe this wanted to be the cocking mechanism, But of course the barrel, it was a bit of mixture to Lucio's pistol. No, not Lucio, holy shit. Lucian. You know, the two stones. That's the shape, at least what I see here. But this is also a belt, a symbolic representation of a belt. Like when you ask a kid to draw a belt, kind of that's what they're gonna draw. A rectangle with dots in it, and the buckle, which is gonna be another rectangle with some shapes or variations, like I don't know. Chest, obvious, like yeah, and the shoes as well. Probably drew some other references with the shoes, so I had a little idea of, okay, yeah, it's gotta come down and then outward. But that's for sure, I didn't have no idea about the structure of it, like no understanding. Just instinct. I don't know what I was talking about or why what else? Okay. Oh, I remember this one when I was streaming on Reddit. Had this event. I don't know, I think you were waiting in line and you could just live stream for a while. And so it was one main page, and yeah, you had to be in queue. And it naturally brought in a bunch of viewers. So maybe I had like 50 to 100 viewers. I didn't have much time. And yeah, but that's what I did. Ice Age Baby with Glock and a fridge. Here at least I started tackling the idea of silhouette mattering more. And maybe I was stressed that I had to be fast and put out something fun. You know, there's a huge difference between my drawings when I do a study versus when I draw my own shit. That's cool. But just to show you why art school matters, 2020 May, 20. Oh, yeah. Any NSFW here? So this 2020 May, it was from a reference, but still, you know, bad measurements ended up with bad proportions, and whatever is good is only good because I nailed the measurements on those parts. But I was practicing cross-hatching, so it was okay-ish. Five months later, I think at this time I was already going to art school for a few months, maybe 2 months. Yeah, it does matter. When some teachers tell you what to do and you actually sit down for 3 hours to draw and study something that's right in front of you. It just matters. And I had to go through the boxes. I didn't like it. Or more so, I was a little bit let down at first when I showed them my drawings at a time. And I totally thought, like, I don't know what I thought. I went there to improve, but you know, maybe my brain didn't realize that to improve you gotta start somewhere else. So I wouldn't be drawing the exact same stuff. Or if I wanted to draw like human poses immediately. Point is, I was told to start with the boxes from the very basics. But yeah, after that, I understood like why they said that. Do need it. And I try to look up some videos online that, you know, the ones that say in the thumbnail that you don't need to draw boxes and stuff. But eventually, if you actually watch it and listen to it, they still don't come to the conclusion exactly that you don't need to draw boxes. Like everyone knows it's crucial. But you know, if you only look at the clickbaity titles or just like a quick Instagram reel, maybe someone says it there that you don't need to draw boxes. It might even be a professional artist because, you know, maybe they do need to do something for the algorithm and maybe they do go in depth in a different video, but the short itself just says this and that, or they might even say the explanation, but you know, most people ignore the parts that they don't like. That also happens. I think that's the most dangerous part in very vague tutorials. You know, when they tell you that's how you draw a chest, but they don't tell you that there's no point in brute forcing that if you can't put a box in perspective properly. Imagine getting your driver's license and on the first lesson asking the instructor to get you in the Formula One car. Like what? You can try it. Maybe you have the money to pay for it and try it, but what do you expect? It might easily be like a disaster. You don't have the skills just yet. Yeah, you can't even imagine how many tutorials I wanted to make like this. But I start talking about the shit. I go sideways a little bit to explain some, you know, some important stuff that's not something you can really skip. But like the whole tutorial doesn't make too much sense without it. I finished that part. I don't even get to the tutorial part, and then I see it's been 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Sometimes I do brute force it and cut out every unnecessary noise and sound. But at some point it just becomes so many cuts. Also, let me see. I made it way too humanoid. It's not gonna be a human. Longer neck. Okay. And it's gonna be big. Now I need horse reference, because horses have this really pronounced like chest muscles. That will be really useful here. And how those work. See what I mean? Reference, another thing. Sometimes I do get like, it's really hard sometimes when the reference is slightly from the same angle almost, but slightly different. But you know, since it's similar enough, you can very easily turn your brain off and forget about it and start drawing the references angle. Kind of case here. No, I don't like this. force, muscle, anatomy. Yeah. Now, what I'm gonna do is... It's different. But how different? So, I'm making this whole area way too big. Sure. I don't know, for some reason, when I flip the canvas, it doesn't rotate. Boom. Now it matches the cursor, but now it doesn't. What? Nonsense. Oh, so now it's a much different angle. What is going on? Also, I shouldn't even go too organic. It's gonna be a mechanical dragon. Way too big. Okay, seems good. So I get a rough idea for the muscles. Because still the armor platings is gonna be, and wait, this muscle comes down. Actually, I'm just gonna copy this, like what I mean. My brother, in Christ. Clipboard never works. From our station, it should be real. Yeah, it's real. There are other angles. You see, probably not correct, but this seems to be the shoulder. This over here. It's like some lower chest thing, and it does connect. That's almost like the bicep. What? It's genuinely the bicep. What the hell? Let's try how that works. No, pectoralis. Pecs. Wait. Huh? Yeah, okay. Ah. That's the chest muscle, okay, but I mean, yeah, horses don't need. Yeah, they do got me. Because their angle is like, you know, the leg go to the front and then the back. And then same with the back legs, but those are also like this, and then front legs, I think. I don't got the reference pulled up now. The thing is, it goes this way, so if there's a quote-unquote bicep, it should be here on the inside. So now we are doing some Frankensteining, because we are gonna use this chest. Also, it gives it this really nice, distinct, like wide shoulder feel. This a little bit farther. And bicep there. Gonna make it real bump because it is flexed. This other function, oh my god. Ah, I could go violent on this one. When I press B, I put down the stylus before I let it go. It takes it as it goes back. You know, I press B and then E and then B, but sometimes I'm just too fast with it and then goes back the next stroke immediately. Okay, shoulder also kind of connects into the neck. I should be going with the big silhouette still. There is genuinely no point in getting the muscles right. I'm not even 100% sure it's gonna be like this. Going back and yes. So that's the build they have. That over here. So they got this big ass rib cage going halfway through the body, and if I got the hips here, I'm genuinely gonna. Okay, a little bit bigger. So big rib cage. Goes down. There's this gap. And so the muscle that like controls the thighs comes down from the back. You see this one comes around, and this one will be coming straight towards us because I want it to be up. Oh no, that's gonna be down. Maybe there's gonna be like a pillar. And this whole area is gonna be redone. You know what? Farther away. Also, we need long, big arms. You know? You see what I meant? Like, generally speaking, the elbows, like with humans as well, like they reach until kind of the end of the rib cage. That's how it's gonna look proportionate. And end of story. You can put it higher or lower depending on like what things you shift, but it generally goes there. And what would be so like these are the toes. Wrist, forearm, back. Maybe that's the elbow. You know, it kind of same thing. Believe it or not, everything connects. If you studied animals a lot, to some extent you can also draw humans. Maybe they're gonna look more like animalistic, but generally speaking, they will look correct because anatomy is really similar. Oh, the head is too small. Yep, like a so. I do want the contrapose. Okay, let's mirror back. Okay, now this looks weird. Could it be leaning even more? Yeah, it could. Too much. Yep, I know what I wanted to do. Yep. Bring it up here. Mm, yep, this shoulder up here. And then we got the contra. But we do have thick thighs for dragons. Because, I mean, they're dragons. Horses have huge thighs as well, like, for a reason. But let me see. Okay. It does bend outwards. I'm gonna go with the human kind of shape there. But, I mean, horses have hips too, so... Oh, like, this is a good ref. Whoops. out, then immediately downwards. Down. Okay. Bruh. Again. What am I doing? I keep making the torso bigger, so maybe I want to place the head farther away. Like so. Let's check it out. Yeah, I think that works. Somebody got hacked. Just got a random message in a group chat I didn't even know existed. With the classic Mr. Beast Twitter screenshot. Shoulder. That's like only half. Oh. I think this bird's gotta be bigger. Longer, I mean, like a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. I mean, it is a dragon. Chest, I'm just trying to look at the references, and chest kind of comes until here. And then just as much more for the length of it, where it shifts down. I think the key is that it doesn't come down as equally as for humans. You know, for humans you got the top and closes in. But I mean, for a dragon it leans more in this angle. So I don't think we'll see that part. And yeah, I think that works. And then just really sudden, a bit thicker. Yeah. Kind of movement here. Let's free up some space. And also try this, just erasing a bunch, decluttering. And then I reclutter. The legs are a bit shorter, but I mean they're still long legs. And also, this is gotta be much farther away. You know what? Oh my god! Doom the Dark Ages Dragon. Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello? See what I got here. That's one. Not enough, because it doesn't show much of the stuff that I need. Let me put this one. This one. Gotta be an angle. I remember a specific scene where it surely shows something from like the stomach area. Oh wait, did I find the perfect reference? Question mark, question mark. Didn't know they had concept art like this. Let's make this smaller. Oh. Yeah, the chest comes way down. And also the neck. What? Oh no, it just has a weird neck. What's the shoulder? And I just want to get the shape right here, because it does come out and then breaks out of the silhouette before the actual rib cage comes back. Or no, it kind of morphs with the rib cage, I think, from this angle. Elbow's gotta be like here. Would you look at that? The head is too small. Maybe it doesn't need to be too big, but like this, at least. I do like this thick silhouette that goes behind the shoulders. I think that's bent. And goes up. Practice piece. Uh, you mean the horse here? Or something else? Or you're also doing a dragon? Oh, that's good, that's good. That's good. It's really great to try and get it right. You know, take your time with it. No matter how long it takes, as long as you succeed at some point, then it was worth the hassle, because then you can look back and see what you got wrong, and I think you'll definitely have that moment when you say, yeah, that was the missing piece. goes back, forward. Looks weird. Again, I find the hardest pose ever. Back, forward. Back, forward, forward. Oh yeah, the pupil is big trial and error. The farther away it is, the more precise you have to be. Try to get the, like, just the eyeball right, if that's in the right place, and then like dot dot, 1 2 1 2. Does it work? No. 2 2. And I think you might be able to get like a hunch that getting right, and like extra little something, erasing a bit. What I do all the time is erasing a bit more than I should. So if it has 2 eyes, maybe I erase like bigger. Just don't bother with going smaller with the brush. It's like seeing different iterations is more useful than erasing the exact part that you don't need. Problem. I do this with everything, so not just with eyes, but like here, I don't like something, I go big, because maybe other parts become more subtle. Maybe I have to go back, redraw this, and I get a new idea on how it could look. Big beep, like the rhino kind, you know, from Warframe. It also has some hips. I am going to make it cheeked up. Try. This goes all the way to the back. And then comes forward. Size might be actually too big. What the hell? Oh yes. Oh yes. Now this leg is left and it goes like a so. And then like a so. Fully bent. It could be widening downwards. Like this. More subtle. See if it gets wider, then that's how thick it should be here. And I can make like a broken part where it's standing on. Goes in the back, you know, it's just like in shadow. Let's try to not clash the silhouettes. Yep. Goes down, it could be like really high up. Could be clouds around. Are these like the monsoon clouds, the really tall ones? I'm not sure. Also, this is the illusion of detail. You know, you don't put all the detail there, just a suggestion, and the brain can fill in the rest. It's true for painting as well. So these are the stuff that I have to remind myself every time that I don't need to make these detailed. If it's gonna be rendered to any degree, it's just easier to use color for these details instead of drawing every single line, like with line art. I'm sure if there is a specific style you want to achieve, then there's no choice, but I personally don't like to do it. This goes forward. I mean, it's gotta be like this long. I think rendering is, it got like overcomplicated by, it looks overcomplicated when you look at a speed paint, for example, but it's the same principles. That's why I think there are certain techniques that can act like a little cheat code for drawing and getting some parts. But if you truly know all the stuff, you know what you're drawing, then rendering is just the next step. Since you know the surfaces, you know how to shade it. Like every single thing is in my brain, like from which angle it's lit. And the difference between just shading it from a specific angle, maybe it's from the back. So whole thing. Basically one extra step between this kind of shading and getting the actual details. Also, if you want to make it easier on yourself, you can decide what you want to focus on. You want to focus on like the light or shadow. In this case, the lit areas are also pretty scarce, so I would only detail the stuff in the shadows and go deeper there. And what I'm thinking of is what is facing more away. Whatever is facing to the left is gonna be lit. What's facing us, like this surface is coming towards us, this one, this part of the thigh, the front part of the knee, or kneecap. So those parts will be like the mid-tone. Whatever is facing the other direction will be in shadow. So I'm checking the part of the bicep there, the part of the shoulder, neck is hidden, muscles, stomach, maybe there's more muscles and stuff. That part's not facing us. Just stretch it in. That part, top of the knee, that's the front part. Like I only detail those parts, and whatever is in the light, I don't care about that. And maybe I erase some stuff to create variety. So like I see too much shadow in one area. Like here, there's multiple objects, so to speak. We're gonna call everything object. That's a solid thing. So here, the side of the head and the shoulder kind of merges in one. So what if I get some light from the back over there, and maybe some on the edge of the muscle, and some here, because you know it's passing through behind the head part there, and the body is blocking it, like this part. What the hell? This part is in cast shadow. Now this part can be coming from the back. Or maybe I go a little bit lighter for what's actually facing us. So now what was the mid-tone previously is now gonna be new mid-tone. So things like these. And like with sketching and silhouettes, like how for a sketch to look good, it doesn't need to be detailed, you just need to have a good silhouette. The exact same applies for painting and rendering. But there it's not just silhouette, but values. So as long as the values are good, you're in the right place, it will look pleasing. And anything else beyond that point is only for people to actually zoom in and check some details. Little stuff, but these parts, exact same principle as the big shadows were, but on a smaller scale. You know, individual muscles, and that's why I say it's easier to render, I think, than to draw these in, because it looks complicated, like the individual muscles folding in and out. But you can just quickly experiment with light and shadow since you're aware of like the volumes. And that's also why I stress perspective on classes. Perspective is the real cheat code, to be honest, to everything. Being good at determining what's facing what way. Honestly, now I don't want to throw it out. I'll keep it. Actually, I'll keep this as a concept for the dude. Wow. Oh yeah, now I see your username. Okay. And now I'm not gonna commit my previous mistakes, and I'm gonna put the wings on a different layer, because I'll be doing like the big lines going all over the place. It's coming out. So, think like that. Almost. I need the Boeing wing reference. But yeah, I think the details are gonna be fine from the reference pictures. It's mainly the anatomy here, but I feel like, yeah, this, like the Dune Dark Ages dragon physique kind of adds to it this grittiness, or I don't know. Oh, I just saw this part. What? I need to put that in. It's on, oh yeah, this one here. See the difference between the shoulder, then the small bicep, and then a big ass forearm. Think, I mean, let's see. The big shoulder. Maybe keep it this the same, but then uh, it goes like out. Shouldn't be narrowing it down. Classic pointer finger and pinky separated while two fingers go down. A bump there. Vein, not veins, the tendons here. Hand's gonna be smaller. Another interesting part is checking my own arm right now, seeing how the muscles twist and turn in this position. Yeah, I get the feeling it's... Like there's this angle, and then that's gonna be the hand's angle. It goes out, but still goes in. And there's this, and then this twisting around. And on the thumb, on the other side, not on the thumb side. Again, I'm focusing too much on the individual fingers while it's about the silhouette. So what I'm gonna do is, thumb is important. It's in the front. What I'm focusing on is so the middle finger is longer. Kind of like an indicator of shadow. Wait, something's broken. Something's broken. Mayday, mayday. Wait. Forward. Inward. I think I was looking at my wrong hand. Alright. I think down. Now there's the rotation that I was looking for. Rotates. Wait a second. Oh my god. Brain overclocked. Yep. This. Oh my god. Exactly. Exactly. Maybe not as harsh, but the rotation itself is. Yeah. I think you can also feel how it's bending sort of inwards. Because, you know, the default state, even if you just put out your arm, like make it so that the bicep is facing forward. And if you rotate your hand 180 degrees, your palm is facing downwards now instead of up. That's kind of the rotation. You can even see from your perspective on your left hand, from the left part, the muscle like goes into the middle, becomes narrower as well. Like maybe this. Yep. Oh, that makes sense too. That twist. That in. Welcome back. Right. Gotta go. Comes out, but goes straight there. Because it tucks in underneath. Bit of cross hatching instead, so it's not too harsh. Maybe there as well. And instead of boom boom, I'm gonna go smooth. Like so. Also, it should be going upwards, because that's the middle. So... No. So I gotta keep in mind it's gonna be a mech. So those are all gonna be metallic parts. I think it might even look good with armor plates. Like these. 1, 2, So let's go. This could also be an armor plate. This. I think I did see that kind of shape on the reference. Oh. There is like a similar looking armor plating. Could look cool. Good for concept. Shoulders. Should we get into some of the detail? I'm still mirrored. Not gonna lie, head could be bigger. So it's going to be bigger. Do some of the horn, but it might be in an entirely different position later, like in terms of where it is on the screen. No, that's enough. Could be like farther away. Actually, let me try that. Wait, middle, still gotta go in the middle. No, head can actually be bigger. Now that's more like it. One, two, three. No, there's gotta be something that works better. Uh, I think it has a ball joint here as well, no? I think so, and it would make sense. Barely peeking through. Oh, magnificent. Let's show the ball here as well. Oh, my left pinky hurts, not gonna lie. For like reaching over to control for everything. I know, right? And I've already been drawing for a solid 5 hours today. Now it's a total of 8, I think. Recently I'm just playing, played some, I mean, yeah, Warframe needs lots of control. But also there I get more comfortable, like, use my, like, the knuckle, bottom side of my pinky's knuckle. Not so much the pinky itself, because there's no need for accuracy there. Some big walk, that's basically not much besides WASD. And Black Myth Wukong, and that's controller. Not even depending, it's just, I mean, I jump around with everything. Except... what is one that doesn't need movement? I guess... Tarin. Kind of like, you put the spores out and just wait. I was playing a bunch of Uriel as well, and that's lots of jumping as well. Also, you have time to rest there when you're flying from one end of the map to the other. Shooters, I don't even think I have shooters downloaded. Straftat I do have downloaded, but that's like only fun with friends. I should continue Death Stranding. I should play Factorio. I've been meaning to play Factorio for so long. I played a bunch of hours when I first downloaded and then just stopped. Oh, one shooter. I mean, I want to re-download Doom: The Dark Ages. I only played it when no DLC, and even then I didn't finish it all the way through. How much space do I have? Hard drive. Oh no. Need a little bit of breather because I'm exhausted. New Windows install. What did you download? Some malware? Holy shit. I don't have much hard drive space in the first place. I got like 1 terabyte total. Even downloading Wukong was crazy because the Fitger repack, the repack file was 90 gigs, and then the unzipped whole thing was 120. So I needed 200 plus gigabytes for the whole thing to start installing. Then I could remove the repack, but that's the only downside of repacks, to be honest. Then with Dark Ages, how much is that? Original size 113 gigs, 89 gigs for the repack. So yeah, I can 200 gigs just to start it. and I only have 137. So it seems like I first finish Wukong and then Doom. Yeah. At least it's only the initial, so it's still only 113 gigs to just have the game on the hard drive. But it's like, if you don't have the space, you can't even start the install. And Hades too, but that's like, what, 2 gigs? Probably more. Oh yeah, 15. 4 gigabytes for the repack, so 20 total. But I think I might go 2 or 3 geometry dash. let me see. I need a change of something. I need to rest my hand. Whoa. The fuck? Unbelievable. Okay, let me do some math. The monitors are switching around. The only thing I hate with multi-display is some games you can switch them around with Windows Shift and arrow keys. That's supposed to be putting windows from one monitor to another. And most games work. Geometry Dash doesn't. And neither does Dark Souls. Because I'm on laptop and I have one monitor and the drawing tablet. Side notes. What if duplicate into main monitor? What? Oh, it's a display capture. Why is there a window capture? Wow. Perfect. Holy shit. No, it's... You see, like, yeah, even that shows, like, it's scuffed. I need to restart. So I think it messed it up. Just the fact that... I tried to switch it around. Regardless. Oh yeah, so Yeah, the thing that bothers me is this monitor is set up as the primary monitor. And sometimes that fucks around with the login screen, for example. Like, the laptop starts on, but only the main monitor starts on. It's like half displays the login screen, half doesn't. But yeah, so the deal with Dark Souls is there is no display setting for which monitor you want to use. It is going to use the one that's set for primary. Where's my cursor? What? Where is... Oh my god. I don't see my cursor. What the hell? And it's so loud. Yeah, that is buggy. Gotta put up OBS on the side here. And now I just cannot click off the monitor. I think this time it was the fact that I alt-tabbed. Yeah, now that... You know what's crazy is... Is it just a loading screen for you? The go online to play other players' levels? I see my cursor on OBS, but I don't see it on my monitor. And on my monitor, I'm actually in the main menu. What? And like, it clicks where my cursor is. Let me... Holy... Settings should be... Right, middle of the screen. Yep. Now graphics is... Here. Borderless. And no full screen. Glorp. Right, I need to orient... Okay. Now I need to find the apply. Yes. Holy. It works. There's one map that I really love. Stronghold, still haven't completed that. A little disorienting that I can see my side of the desktop. Jeez. We lock in. Oh hell no. Oh yes, maximum immersion. Oh, my hand is getting better. It's been so long that I've actually drawn for this long, like genuine 8 hours. Because I woke up, had like breakfast at 10, 11, and then just started drawing. No scrolling, no nothing. Oh yeah, it's rare for me. Oh. Oh, it changes the display. Come on. But now I think I gotta go. A little shorter stream. And yeah, I know Walk's there. But I still had the stream plan, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. I logged in and then my hand got tired. Let me see. What's gonna be the next date? Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be the 28th. So yeah, I'm gonna put it out in the story as well. So next week, Friday. Yep. Or Thursday, like today. Either or. Maybe both? Who knows? But yeah, I think I'll end it here now. We made pretty good progress. Cheers. So that doesn't fit no more. And yeah, I mean the wings gonna be another time. Gonna be something like that. Would be cool to have like the big airplane kind of wing bending around like the turbine thing like there. But yeah, see you everyone, and yeah, see you on the next stream. Bye bye, and keep